Good morning. Thank you all for joining the Pixel Perfect live webinar. This is Ravi, and I'm the Partner Engagement Manager at UserReady, and I will pass the ball to Anirban to start the presentation. Thank you.
Perfect. It's right just after 10, and sorry for the glitch, guys. I would like to take the opportunity to kick things off and welcome you again to UserDay's webinar today, focused on Pixel Perfect for print-ready reporting. My name is Anirban Ghosh, and I'm a Senior Engagement Manager at UserReady. I will be your host for the session today. In today's session, I plan to share a brief introduction of the custom offering that is Pixel Perfect and explain the industry need it meets. Then we'll have a brief demonstration of how this capability can be seamlessly integrated into the Tableau ecosystem and easily configured to meet a business user or analyst need. I will also briefly discuss the architecture and design elements behind Pixel Perfect, and then we will plan to end with a brief Q&A session. I hope this sets the agenda clear for the upcoming 30 minutes. For those of you who are attending our webinar for the first time, let's start with a brief introduction to UserReady. We are headquartered in New York with 250 plus skilled professionals spread across US, Canada, and India. We are partnered with several data-focused technology companies, mainly delivering self-service data capabilities. In our mission to help organizations be successful with data, we offer capabilities around business intelligence and artificial intelligence. We are well versed with analytics, data prep, cloud governance, and user adoption. You're welcome to contact us with any business use case or problem to solve in BI and AI. In case you have missed our previous sessions or looking forward to register for future sessions, please bookmark the location userready.com/resources/events and userready.com/upcoming webinars. The first in the series is Pixel Perfect, Tableau traditional reporting for Tableau, followed up by session number 2, which is going to be around analytics community portal to drive user adoption and analytics culture. Then we have BI meets AI, where we talk about how BI meets AI for user adoption. We talk about conversational AI and Tableau, and then we also share a few examples of using a bot for self-service BI. Fourth in the line is Tableau Embedded Analytics, where we talk about extending analytics culture beyond the organizational boundary using embedded Tableau. And then we also demo how we build embedded analytics using Tableau API. In webinar number 5, we talk about Tabby, which is an Tableau adoption bot environment. Then for webinar number 6 is focused around cloud BI using Tableau and Snowflake. And then finally, last but not the least, we have a working session called Zero to Snowflake in 60 minutes, where we talk about Snowflake and how we can build an enterprise class data warehouse as a service. And as we know, Snowflake allows you to power up an instant, elastic, scalable warehouse with no management burden. Finally, let's nail down our focus on what is Pixel Perfect. So Pixel Perfect is UserReady's traditional reporting and distribution solution for Tableau, helping organizations to retire legacy reporting infrastructure by leveraging Tableau extensions. As an application, Pixel Perfect comes in 2 forms: Pixel Perfect on Demand and Pixel Perfect Server. Pixel Perfect on Demand is a hosted service to generate report on demand directly from the Tableau server. We recommend Pixel Perfect for traditional reporting needs of a department to be used on demand by users. Second, let's focus on the second module here, which is Pixel Perfect Server. Traditionally, if you have a need to retire traditional reporting needs of a department, you would need capabilities like scheduling, distribution of reports to a network storage file. You'd want to use SFTP or email. There might be needs of capabilities to view, download, or subscribe to reports for which the users are authorized. This is the need which Pixel Perfect Server satisfies. With these two custom modules, Pixel Perfect on Demand and Pixel Perfect Server, we hope to help you be successful with traditional reporting on Tableau. In terms of features, Pixel Perfect allows you to have fast and easy report creation in popular formats, including PowerPoint, Excel, Word, PDF, and more. You may have page breaks, headers, footers. You would be able to do a mashup of both images and the underlying data based on user selection. At the same time, you're able to retain the full Tableau functionality along with user selection. And the solution or the application can be deployed as a Tableau extension. Example use cases where you might want to use Pixel Perfect are risk and regulatory reporting needs, audit and compliance needs, or where you might want to take a snapshot of your data for a point in time, or you would want to support specific legacy BI reporting needs. An example here, a couple of examples. This is a report where you can have a mashup of the underlying data along with a specific reporting structure, and you can have hierarchical or nested reporting design as well. On the other hand, we see a cross-tab view, wherein you can have a header, you can have the selection filters being shared on the report, and you can share the underlying data. These are a couple of examples. In terms of supported Tableau platforms, Pixel Perfect by UserID supports both Tableau Server as well as Tableau Online. Specific to Tableau Server, you may want to have the on the premise. You would want to have Pixel Perfect on the premise, hosted alongside your Tableau Server. For Tableau Online, you would want to have Pixel Perfect hosted online by UserID and integrated with your Tableau Online account. Let's take a look at the demo and understand how does this solution look in the real world. So this is a Tableau Viz that I have hosted on a Tableau server. This current version is 2018.3. Let's focus on one specific Viz, right? So this specific Viz is from the supply chain world of things. It's basically, this Viz is made for an operational day-to-day manager who's interested to understand what percentage of a shipment arrived on time, what percentage arrived early, and what percentage shipped late. And there is a few options of slice and dice. You will want to see it for a specific year, for a specific quarter, for a specific region, and for a specific shipping mode. So let's see if we want to focus on the items that are shipped late. This is my area chart along with the underlying data, the items which are shipped late. Now, out of the box, if I want to see what options Tableau allows or already gives me out of the box, if I want to download the PDF, let me download this PDF. Let's see what does it generate for me. Here, in this specific scenario, Tableau allows me and gives me the underlying image and the filters as is. What if I want to get the image along with the underlying data? This is where Pixel Perfect comes in to your rescue. And from the user experience point of view, we have this button, and let's click on this button. This is the Pixel Perfect button, and as soon as we click on the button, it takes the image and does a mashup of the image along with the underlying data. It takes the payload from the image along with the filters that has been selected by the users and should generate a PDF file for me in runtime. Let's give it a couple of seconds. Here is my report that the pixel perfect report that is generated. As you can see, it has a header. It has an image. You can here I've used the user ID logo. You can use any of the logos. It's a mashup of the image of the underlying dashboard and the underlying data, formatted per the needs of the user. Here it gives me the underlying data, and you can have a footer. Here I have the dates as well as the page number, and you can create it, and as now any number of users can consume this report per the needs, and the experience remains the same. If I let me slice and dice for a specific year or a specific quarter, and as soon as I click on the button, it should generate the image, the report for me, right? Now, it might happen for a specific user, we don't want a PDF option. Probably we want a PowerPoint or any other format. How do we enable this? So what we have to do is we have to go to the edit mode. And as a user, you have to have the have to have the access. So if I go to the edit mode, seems like my network is running a little slow. So sorry for this, guys. Be a little patient with me. What I want to show you is how do I ensure and how do I configure other possible formats. I would let it open up. Meanwhile, okay, I have the edit mode here. So in a scenario, you don't want a PDF option, right? And maybe you'd want to have a Word document. You'll want to have the report in a Word document and share it with your users. What you can do is you can click on configure and you can create the possible formats. And here I'm selecting doc. I'm saving the settings. And as soon as I click on this, it should generate me a Word document with the print ready report in the desired format needed by the specific department or specific user. Here is the report, the same logo. Here's the name. Here's a mashup of the underlying graph or the picture along with the underlying data, and a footer as and when desired. So now let's see how easy or difficult is it to add a new format, right? For example, if I want a PowerPoint version, I as an admin want to make it available to all my users, internal or external. What I have to do is I have to click on the extension, drag and drop, call my extension file, configure the format that I want. So in this scenario, let's see if we can get a PowerPoint version of our report, save the setting, clean it a bit. And I, as an admin, for example, I want to make it available for all my users. I would save the version. As soon as I save the version, though, this should be available for all my users. And when I come on the front end, I should be able to, as a user, I should be able to see the PowerPoint version. And let's see if I focused on shipped early only. I will click on the PowerPoint version, the PowerPoint button, and it should generate me the same report with a mashup of the underlying data and the images. Right here is the item that shipped early, and here is my logo, here is my header and the underlying data, and with the footer as desired. So here's a quick glimpse. This was a quick glimpse of PPR. Now, there are scenarios where people are used to the cross-tab view of looking at things, right? They want the Excel version of the reports, and again, still want to bring in capabilities to print, have headers and footers in the way they want it. And also in a certain scenario, they want to share the filters with the end users. So let's see how we can enable Pixel Perfect for Excel in a cross-tab view. So let's see if I say I'm interested in the 4 states. Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, and California. I am interested in, say, two categories, furniture and technology. So this is my report. Now I want to share this report with my users and I want to download it. So the experience remains the same. You'll click on the Pixel Perfect button, and as soon as I click on this button, I should get in the underlying mashup of the print ready report. And as soon as I click it, it should generate me the report. And here is my print ready report. I have a header, I have the filters selected, and I have the underlying data categorized by region, and then state. Now let's go back to the presentation. Let's try to understand what's running under the hoods. Take a look at the underlying components. I will get back to my presentation. All right. So in the front end, we have the report designer, which takes in as an input, moves the payload to the application server. And on the other side, we have as an output, we have Tableau. This is the Tableau server or Tableau online, where user will consume the print ready report. In the middle layer, we have the report template along with the Pixel Perfect server, which acts as the bridge between the front end and the source data. In the source data level, we have the JavaScript API, which is embedded on Tableau server, either as an extension or a web page. Now let's try to understand these components. How do they work with each other at runtime or design time? So at runtime, let's understand the components here in this logical architecture. First is we have the Tableau server or Tableau online. We have the second entity. This is the dashboard which the user reacts with. We have an application server which is hosted on your premise or on the cloud. Now what happens is at runtime, when a user clicks on the report, a selection is made and selection parameters along with selected data from the dashboard is shown for the user in a new browser tab within the generated print ready report, just like we saw on the demo. At design time, what we had to do is set the actual parameters by dragging and dropping the extension and then publish the workbook to Tableau server. Tableau handles the rest. Behind the scenes, as you can see under pointer number 1, exists a pre-created, pre-canned report built using open source components that sits on a Java application server, in this case, a Tomcat server for this purpose of the demo. When the user clicks on the PDF button, what is actually happening is the Tableau extension API is getting the pre-selected data and feeding the data into the pre-canned report with the pre-designed page format and page numbers, ready with the look and feel for printing. And the report gets printed in any format you need. During the demo, we saw a couple of examples with a PDF, Word, PowerPoint, and the Excel format. This is what the components and how they work with each other under the hood or under the at the back end. In terms of system requirements and technical specifications, you would need for Pixel Perfect to be enabled, you would need a Windows or Linux box with 2 cores and 16 GB of RAM. Obviously, for the second module, these are the requirements for Pixel Perfect on demand. For Pixel Perfect on server, the configurations have to be beefed up a bit depending on the number of users and the payload data coming in. Next, we have for the Pixel Perfect environment, we need an Eclipse IDE 4.8 or above. For the JVM or the Java Virtual environment, we need Java SDK 1.8 or above. Talking about the application server, in this example, we built using the demo was built on Tomcat, or we can use another Java application server as well. For single sign-on, we'll use SAML, or we can use SAML or AD authentication. So this was in brief what we have built as a solution for Pixel Perfect report, for Pixel Perfect reporting. For details, you can reach out to us on PPR at userid.com. Our website is www.userid.com. We would be happy to hear more from you. What are the business challenges you have, and also you'll be able to share how we can enable PPR and help you get a solution around and traditional reporting on Tableau. So thank you, everyone. At this point, I would want to take up any questions that you have. Feel free to drop it on the message box and I would be answering your questions one by one. All right, let's go through the list of questions. The first question is from Taylor. How are the templates for the reports created? So we create the the report. It's a one-time activity. It's built in using an open source stack. Currently, we use BERT as the open source report creation, and for the report creation tool, we use BERT as the tool. It's a one-time activity. Let's look into the next set of questions. What if the next question? What if I am not on 2018.3? So Pixel Perfect are implementable on any versions beyond 2018.2 using the Tableau extensions, as I've just demonstrated. For versions prior to 2018.3, it's also implementable as long as it allows you to enable it Tableau JavaScript API support. So please reach out to us so that we can share with you how you can enable Pixel Perfect for versions prior to 2018.3. The next question is, do you have to buy additional licenses? No, there is no licensing model attached to PPR as such. The next question, what's a tentative engagement timeline? That's a good question. So on an average, to enable PPR inside your firewall, inside your organization, you would need typically 4 weeks. The first week is on requirement gathering, how we do we call it discovery phase, where we work with your team, understand the report that you'd want to enable as Pixel Ready report for the users, internal or external. The second week is we design the report, enable the PPR. The third week is we do the solution deployment. And the final week is we usually spend time with your team so that we teach you how to maintain the PPR solution in your environment on your own. So typically we look at 4 to 6 weeks to enable the solution within your firewall in your environment. Next question is, I have a current report. This is a very interesting report. I have a current report in Cognos. Can PPR connect to it? Yes, absolutely. And also you have two options here. You can keep the report in Cognos as long as we are able to kick off it in Java, in a JavaScript API. We are able to enable PPR. Also, I would want to share from my experience working with the clients that this gives an opportunity if you want to recreate or refine the report in a reporting stack. So either ways, both options will work as long as we are able to kick it off and using a Java API. We are able to have the Pixel Ready solution enabled. And this will work for any other legacy reporting tools, Cognos, Business Objects, Oracle BI. It works for all. Next question, can reports have grand totals? I assume you're asking about, can the reports have aggregated totals? Yes, absolutely. So you can have, like I said, you'll have all Tableau features. Nothing goes away from submissions. Whatever features you want, they are all retained in Pixel Perfect version. What are the current options you have? Next question, what other output options you have? So as we had seen in the demo, we have capabilities to have reports in PDF, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, CSV, HTML, and we are currently working on a JSON version too. Okay, another question. You did not cover the Pixel Perfect server. That is correct. We did not. So for the demo today, I chose to speak on the Pixel Perfect on demand module. The Pixel Perfect server module did not cover the underlying aspects. Feel free to reach out to us so that we can share details about the Pixel Perfect server option. As I had mentioned, the server option comes with a few added capabilities around scheduling distribution of reports, SFTP or emails. You can subscribe to reports for the authorized users. All right, we are top of the 30 minutes that we had scheduled. So thank you everyone for joining the PPR Pixel Perfect webinar today. Uh, Feel free to reach out to us on the email address ppr@userai.com. We would be happy to share with you how we go about the next steps, and we'd be happy to learn about more about the business challenges that you have at hand. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone.